Hello everyone, and welcome to my Magic the Gathering channel. How this is going to work is I want to do videos of Magic the Gathering decks that I have, talk through them, what I have, why I have them, good starting hands, and I just want to do that for the decks that I have, for any players out there who want to test new deck ideas and want to expand upon the game. I also want to go over any of my other favorite decks that I've played with or up against in the past, so I might have one of my buddies come in and let me use one of his decks or her decks, or I'll even have them explain the deck in the video. So to start off with, we're going to start off with my mono white heroic deck. I tried looking online before starting up the video on where I got this idea from. I think it was on Tapped Out was where I found the deck originally, but I cannot remember the name of the individual who I got the idea from. But in the deck structure, the combo was focused on Dawnbringer Charioteers with the Flying Lifelink and Heroic. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets Dawnbringer Charioteers, put a +1/+1 counter on Dawnbringer Charioteers. So this combo worked because you would play your Dawnbringer, which I have 4 of in this deck, and then you would enchant it with Battle Mastery. And what Battle Mastery does is it gives the enchanted target double strike. So instead of just dealing 2 damage to an opponent, it would in turn get a +1/+1 counter. You play a spell that targets it, and then in effect you would be dealing 6 damage total. And I thought that was super cool. I love that idea. That was what got me started on this deck. You can't. On top of that, before I go on, so I have 4 Battle Masteries, and then the last part of this first combo was Sunbond. Enchanted creature has, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So, in effect, okay, you play your Dawnbringer Charioteers. Enchant gives it a +1/+1 counter. Okay, then you enchant it again with Sunbond. Give it another +1/+1 counter. So right there you have 4, then the double strike kicks in, 8 damage going at your opponent, which then would give you 8 life because of the life link. And then that happens, and your guy gets 8 more +1/+1 counters. And that was the theory of the deck. Super nice, super handy, super effective. So I have 4 Dawnbringer Charioteers, and I have 4 Battle Masteries. I only have 1 Sunbond, but that is because I found another strategy. The other strategy is Fabled Hero. I have 4 of them. Fabled Hero is cheaper. It comes into play with Double Strike. It doesn't have flying, so you have to fight on the ground. It has the heroic ability. And then I have 4 lifelinks. Lifelink, enchanted creature has lifelink. What lifelink does is whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life. So if it deals, in this case, 4 damage, because it's 2, then doubled, I gain 4 life. 2 life for the original attack, 4 for the double attack. And then, of course, you could combo that with your Sunbond again. So I have 4 Fabled Heroes and 4 lifelinks. Great combo. That was the original. All those cards right there were part of the original setup of the deck. Then I found a new strategy. In the original deck, it had Hero of Eros. Aura spells, such as Lifelink, Battle Mastery, Sunbond, the ones that I showed you earlier, cost 1 colorless less. And of course he has the heroic ability. He He was in the deck just as a strategic card, so it would be easier to equip or to enchant your Dawnbringer, Charioteers, and Fabled Hero. I have 4 of them in the deck. I found that Fable of Hero actually in my deck serves a greater main attacker, and here's why. You have 4 convictions. Okay. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3, and for 1 mana I can return conviction to my hand. And then we also have Flickering Ward. When it comes to play, choose a color. Enchanted creature gains protection from the chosen color, and for 1 mana, return Flickering Ward to its owner's hand. Those 2 abilities, that 1 ability on both cards, the return to its owner's hand, are crucial for this deck. Okay, and here's why. I play my Hero of Eros, and then I enchant him. I can either enchant him with Flickering Ward for a 1-drop, or I can 1-drop play Conviction because it is 2 and it reduces it by 1 colorless, so in effect I make it into a 1-drop. And then what's nice is I can do 1 mana, return this to my hand, 1 mana, return this to my hand, and then for 1 mana for both of them, play them back again. Okay? So I'll show you a little bit how that works. That right there, these 3 cards, in my mind, really make this deck effective and mean. Okay? Before I get to showing you like my optimal hand, I'll go through the rest of the deck. So I have 4 gold mirrors. It's always good to have that mana production. I have a SRAM Senior Edificer, and I have 2, I thought I had more, but I have 2 Mesa Enchantresses. These cards are good because whenever you play an enchantment spell, or for SRAM, whenever you play an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, we want to focus on the aura, we get draw a card. So these are fantastic to have in the deck because they allow you to have continuous draw. So you're never running out of options. Celestial Mantle. I love this card so much. Okay. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, double its controller's life total. So if I'm throwing 4 damage at you, and I have lifelink, I will gain the 4 life, and then I will double my life total. And that's just fantastic. That is brutal. Great card. I only have 1 of these in the deck. But it's purely an end game kind of card. Spectre Ward is another kind of mid to end game kind of card. Protection from all colors. This effect does not remove auras. So this is nice because after you've enchanted your guys with like 4 or 5 enchantments, you can just play Spectre Ward. You won't be able to return any more enchantments and then play them on that same card again. But with protection from all colors, your enchanted creature is pretty much unblockable, save it be for colorless cards. Contagion Clasp is a fun card because you can proliferate, which, proliferate, whenever you use proliferate, you may choose a number of permanents and or players with counters on them, then give each another counter of a kind already there. So +1/+1 counters, I just keep adding +1/+1 counters to my beefed up guys. And lastly, Starfield of Nyx. Good card. To sum it up, you get an enchantment at the beginning of your turn for free if it's in your graveyard. The second ability that turns all of your enchantments into creatures doesn't really apply to this deck because it is mostly auras. But it's nice in case a creature dies and you lose those enchantments. It's a good way to get them back on the field. I have 4 remote farms, and what they do is they produce 2 white mana for a depletion counter. The bad news is when it runs out of depletion counters, the card itself goes to the graveyard. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 planes in the deck. Alright, lastly, let me show you optimal hand right here, okay? You want a Hero of Eros. And you want a Battle Mastery, a Lifelink, and we cannot forget, most importantly, our play return combos. As long as you have Hero of Eros, any one of these cards, and any one of these cards, you're set for a really awesome game. One of my favorites would have to be Flickering Ward and Lifelink. And then we want to put in there one Remote Farm, 1 to 2 planes, preferably 2 if you can. And then, honestly, your 7th card in your opening hand can be whatever you want. Or if you have to mulligan down to 6, like, this is a prime hand, okay? Turn 1, Remote Farm, comes to play with 2 counters. Turn 2, you're playing a planes. Now you can use the Remote Farm and the planes. You remove a depletion counter. Produces 2 white mana, produces 1 mana. Hero of Eros. Oh, you know, and let's just give it Lifelink. Boom. Turn 2. Turn 2, you have a 2/2 with a +1/+1 counter on it and Lifelink. So in effect, by turn 2, you have a 3/3 with Lifelink. Okay. Turn 3. Now, as long as the color you pick is not white, this combo really works well. So if you're going up against a mono white deck, I would suggest maybe playing with the Conviction card instead of going with the Flickering Ward, just because protection from white could be a little counterproductive, which is why I have the Convictions in there. But, okay, you play Flickering Ward. You pick a color, blue we'll say. Give it a +1/+1 counter. With 1 white mana still remaining, and this card being officially done and going to the graveyard, I return the Flickering Ward to my hand by paying the 1 cost. Then I play Flickering Ward again. So by turn 3, I now have a 5/5 with Lifelink and protection from a color of my choice. That is honestly one of my favorite combos in the deck. And that's not even me drawing more cards. The other cards in here are just fantastic to play with. The other enchantments, the draw cards, the mana cards. This is one of my favorite decks. I kind of call this one the All Might deck. For all you anime fans out there, this is my All Might because with 1 creature, I can do a lot of damage. Like All Might. Haha. Wink, wink. So, that is my mono white heroic deck. Please like and subscribe. Comment below on any decks that you like that I could look up and check out. And let me know what you think. I love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much, and I will catch you next time. Bye!